Brodes Media.
Wow, did Nick frustrate me? As I sit here now, wow, does Nick frustrate me? But I'm actually going to defend him a little bit. Yeah, I know. You actually heard me say that. I will absolutely annihilate 3 decisions made in this one that I feel are so bad. So bad. I want you to know how bad I think these decisions are. They're fucking bad. Fucking bad. But not every decision he made was bad. I don't want my coach to kick a field goal every single time it's 4th and short in enemy territory. Quite frankly, I want the complete opposite. I demand aggression. I demand with this offense to give them opportunities in late drive situations. You move the ball 6-7 times. You're working it downfield. Some nice runs, some nice completions, and you're moving the sticks. And you get into maybe, let's say, the 30-yard range, 25-yard range of the opposing team's end zone. And it's 4th down, and it's 4th and 2, 4th and 1, 4th and 3. If you settle, that's gross. That's disgusting. Now, there are times in mid-game where the timing, the score, everything could make me feel that falls in the outlier. There are times where it makes sense. In this particular game, whether it was 4th and 3 and the play was there and available, it just wasn't executed, or if it's 4th and inches, you must go for it. Nick was not wrong. And what I can't stand, and there were a ton of national reporters on this, and national analysts, I should say, that were all in on, well, Nick left X amount of points on the board, factoring every field goal he could have taken. But that's silly. What coach kicks a field goal every time? Every time? No. I've seen plenty of teams on 4th and 2 gamble, 4th and 1 gamble, when they're up 10-0, when they're up 7-3, when they're down 7-3. You take that calculated risk, especially with these weapons. Saquon's jumping over people backwards. AJ is amazing, and Devontae Smith blows your mind. You're telling me on 4th and 2, 4th and 3, I don't want them out there with the chance to make a game-changing play? Yes, I do. The 3 areas that hurt you, though, those are truly painful. So let's start with this. Let's start with Chase Daniel on Fox Sports 1 talking why this team is not back.
The Super Bowl Eagles aren't back. Now listen to me. Just listen, because I want to make a really good argument. In order to be a true contender, you have to have all aspects of your organization. You have to have a good offense. You have to have a good defense. And you have to have coaching. Okay? Coaching is the most important element of it. Right now, the Eagles have 2 of 3. They have a great offense. Jalen Hurts, the last 4 games, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. Love that. No interceptions. Okay? They have the best defense in football since week 6. They have the number 1 total defense, the number 2 scoring defense, the number 1 pass defense, and the number 2 rush defense. They are balling in that, okay? But they're not back because their coach, Nick Sirianni, is holding them back. The Philadelphia Eagles and the players bailed out Nick Sirianni once again. He took 9 points off the board and had perplexing decisions the entire game. This game should not have been close, Shady. 3 failed 2-point conversions. Just kick the extra point. Like, what are you doing? Went for it on 4th down in Jacksonville's territory twice. That's 6 more points. That's 9 total points. They should have had 37 points scored in that game, which would have tied a season high. So for me, it's a pattern. Because if you do it once, right. If you do it twice, okay. When you do it 3 times, and I can go back, and I'm not going to go back because we're moving forward, that's the issue. I've never seen a more talented team come together and their coach continually hold them back. I think the decision-making has been bad. I think the analytics have been bad. He needs to get better. He right now is holding them back from being the Super Bowl Eagles.
Wow. So a lot of stuff there, and I want to make it very clear. I agree with everything he said, except being angry that they went for it twice on 4th down when you're on the other side of the field. Good. Now, here's something for perspective. Nick Sirianni is a head coach of a team that has a Super Bowl appearance and played really strong against a Kansas City team that won it that year. But I'm saying in the Super Bowl, there's areas to pick apart, but his team showed up and it was a toe-to-toe with a very, very tough team on the other side. You have a 10-1 start last year. Now you're starting off 6-2 after that type of brutal ending of a season. Do you know how hard it is to get ripped as much as Nick gets ripped? And it's not because they just want to pick on him, or we. I'm saying they, national, we, local. It's hard to reach this insane amount of noise after wins. There's something to that. Of course, this is a very opinionated business. Sometimes you can make statements and you can share how you feel, and ultimately multiple people are wrong. And then the team shoves it right up your ass. That happens. When you are winning nonstop, when you have the playoff record, meaning appearances, getting to the postseason, these wins in the regular season, you don't get crushed this much. It's not because of his personality not being liked. It's not because he says things to fans underneath the tunnel of opposing team stadiums. That's not why. If he's winning, you do not rip coaches this aggressively. Something isn't adding up. And his decision-making on the sidelines in game are all over the place. Here's what made Nick's day rough. When the score is a 16-point game, you're up 16-0. The reason you don't go for a 2-point conversion, which they were chasing nonstop due to his stubbornness, he almost tried to stick it to the fans because he knew how much they hated it. That he's like, yup, keep going. Fail. I mean, it was slapping you in the ass, dude. I mean, seriously. That's what you get for chasing it as neurotically, if that's a word, as much as you did. If you fail on the 2-point conversion, it's a 2-score game. 8 points, 8 points. 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions. Forget how low of a percentage chance it is. I don't know what the numbers will tell you. 2-possession game. No matter if you get an extra point or a 2-point conversion, it's automatically, mathematically, a 3-possession game and changes significantly what the other team has to do to complete a comeback. That's horrible in-game management. And it's unacceptable. And that level of in-game management really can be the difference in winning or losing a playoff game. And that's the ultimate goal. So, the next area that really hurt me big time. The 4th and inches play call. You do the tush push. It's funny, I got a comment that I saw on the post-game reaction pod, and it said, if he was to get stopped on the tush push for a 3rd time, I would have probably creamed Nick Sirianni for doing it again after getting stopped. No, I wouldn't have. If the opponent stops the tush push on 4th and inches and it's a 3rd stop, we'll have to reassess and look at the play and why it's not succeeding at the rate we need it to. That's more of for the week ahead, even though Dallas looks to be in shambles. No Dak. A lot of questions with some other guys and their availability. We'll get into that. But when you look at this tush push in this game, even if it's a 75% hit rate instead of a 90+ hit rate, you go down swinging, needing to pick up inches on that play and the success rate, because that is going to give your team a chance to get a 1st down and be 80,000 times better than whatever play call you have out of your back pocket. And the results tell you that. And here's the 3rd and final. The 57-yard field goal attempt. Let me know how you were going to put Jake Elliott in a good spot after your previous decisions all game long. You can't. You can't. You can't go for that 57-yarder. Short field. And they should have won that game. It was right there for the Jags. You're lucky they stink. You're lucky Doug is on thin ice. You're lucky that they were injured. And Trevor Lawrence might not be that talented. Those are the 3 areas, though, that have to be criticized and really destroyed when looking at Nick Sirianni's lack of execution just from in the middle of the game flow level. He was bad, really bad.